I want to say thank you to my friend, my brother, the Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson.
The theme of this year's event is very appropriate to create wealth in our neighborhoods and to upgrade the young people's awareness of strategic issues in today's economy and political issues. And I applaud Calvin Vismail, the director of our local chapter, and I'd also like to wish Jesse Jackson a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good evening and happy birthday to the loved and the special, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. The way I grew up, in my house it was all about the black folks and what we would do to make a difference. I just want you to know 30 years later, my name, Yolanda Gallman, I am the author of The Ishmael Syndrome, and the name of our organization is called Truth Puzzle. We rescue homeless youth and single-parented families. Believe it or not, Jesse, your legacy lives on and on and on. It's because of people like you I'm here to celebrate your purpose, your destiny, and your legacy. We love you. You keep hope alive. God bless you.
It's a great celebration. God has blessed me to serve a long time, and I find fulfillment in service. And we'll keep fighting now for voter turnout and more education, more health care, and more jobs. It's what makes the world go round. And we're part of that. We're glad about it.
That I am having the most fantastic time here at Reverend Jesse Jackson's 75th Gala. He is serving 50 years. Can you believe it? 50 years in service. We want to thank you, Reverend Jesse L. Jackson, for all of your service to the world. And we love you, we appreciate you, and we adore you. Thank you so much for your 75 years that God has given you to us. And thank you so very much for being you.
I want to wish Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson a happy birthday. May you have many, many more. And what do you give one who has given so much so all of us can live a better life all around the world? Happy birthday to you.
So now let's say happy birthday, Jesse. And so it is. God bless you, baby. See you.
That I have not disowned you. You're my people, I'm your God. And I think that's the greatest source of comfort, knowing that God has not disowned us, that there is a bond between God and us that is imperishable, and that sin may separate us from God, but sin will never separate God from us. No, he says comfort. And the comfort that he's talking about, hear me carefully, the comfort that he's talking about is not mere solace. It's not positive thinking. Positive thinking does not get you a new house. Positive thinking does not put a car in your driveway. Positive payments get you a new house. Positive payments puts a car in your driveway. This comfort is not cheap grace, easy believism, and comfortable pewism. It's not a pep talk. It's not pop psychology. But it's comfort because God is inaugurating new possibilities for an oppressed and an exiled people. It is new public policies. You brought me, oh, you brought me, Lord, from the land of slave. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, you brought me, Lord. Did it bring you somewhere? Yes, you did. Oh, you brought me, Lord. Yes, you did. Ooh, you brought
One day I was sitting in my office and I got a telephone call. And the call said to me, Muhammad Ali has been banned from fighting in America. 67 cities had turned him down and would not let him fight. The commissioner in New York had taken his boxing license. United States government has taken his travel permission, so he couldn't leave the country. And the person said to me, is there any chance at all that you could get him a license to fight in Atlanta? And I asked him, how many cities did you say had turned him down? He said 67 had turned him down. But I want to know, what can you do in Atlanta? And I said, let me call you back and answer that question. Well, I really didn't know. But I had my law staff to look in the books, to check the laws of Georgia, to see whether or not we had any laws in Georgia dealing with boxing commission. And to my blessing, there was no law in Georgia on the books dealing with boxing commission. But there was a law which says that if a person engaged in boxing, it is left up to the municipality where he would be given a license to box. So when I saw that, I knew we had a chance, because he was going to box in Atlanta. It was left up to the municipality. It was left up to Atlanta, that is the mayor, the city council of Atlanta. And I said, this is something we can do. I called him back and said, we can get him a license to fight in Atlanta, Georgia.
It seems to me that I remember that he fought a real heavyweight. No, in the exhibition, there are pictures around City Hall of him in the ring with Maynard Jackson. and because of those pictures, when, I don't know whether that happened or not, I wasn't there to see it, but when Evander Holyfield got sort of cheated out of the Olympic victory, we brought him back, and he had his first fight here. And I had to do an exhibition match with Evander Holyfield. So one of the jobs of the mayor here is to fight the heavyweight champion.
But I think the other point, that before we proceed with our eating, because this is a huge piece of history, because when Ali made his transition, this dimension, the foundation, there's some who argue that the Supreme Court ruling got him back into the fight. When did the Supreme Court ruling come down, Leroy?
When did it come out?
The Supreme Court ruling.
It came out on October the 26th, 1970. We had a fight at the City Auditorium. It held only 5,000 people, and that's when we returned Ali to the ring. 2 years later, the Supreme Court ruled that Ali had not violated the law, that what he did was legal, and they then gave him really, even though he had been given 2 years, they forfeited that.
Had he not gotten the ring in Atlanta, 2 years later he would have been much older and could not have made the comeback he made. Leroy Johnson and really his allies in the council, and really Jesse Hill and Herman, your allies. This team of men led by Leroy Johnson is the reason we know Ali, the global champion today, the peace fighter and all of that, because of Senator Leroy Johnson. Give him a huge thank you. Wave your candles, wave your candles. Wave your candles, wave your candles. Leroy, Senator Johnson explaining what happened is a gift to all of us. I take it personal tonight. It's a gift to Andy Young, who is my mentor. And I couldn't have gotten as close to Dr. King as quick as I did, had not been for sponsorship. Andy Young and really Bevel and Bernard Lafayette and CT kind of transitioned me, and I want to express my thanks to Andy, because Andy Young took our whole movement
the global level. Right after the march from Selma to Montgomery after Bloody Sunday, and we had a march backed up, and they wouldn't let us march anymore. And we had been up for 2 days. And this young man came in, we were both very young. He's almost 10 years younger than me. And we were both very thin. But I didn't know him. But he came up to me and he said, "Look, you all have been up manning these barricades for almost 2 days. Trust me, go home and get a good night's sleep. I will make sure that nobody crosses the line." And I'd never seen anybody that young come up with that kind of confidence and leadership ability in a strange place. It has always been, David and Goliath. And as one of the younger Davids in the movement who has survived through many dangers, toils, and snares, I want to say thank you to my friend, my brother, the Reverend Dr. Jesse Lewis Jackson,